Several months ago, my YouTube algorithm was feeding me a steady diet of caving videos. Now, I don't consider myself to be claustrophobic, but I definitely noticed my heart rate increasing while I watched these cavers shimmy and crawl their ways through unfathomably small corridors, sometimes getting wedged after more than an hour of crawling underground. It's not for me. But the algorithm somehow knew I couldn't look away. And on one such occasion, the host of the show is filming his introduction and he's laying on his stomach with no clearance on either side of his body, only able to scooch forward when completely exhaling. Of course, demonstrating that remaining calm was the key to remaining safe. He knew he could make it to the other side, he'd done it before. But as he's emerging from what they call a squeeze passage, he said something that has really been sitting with me ever since. He said, "A lot of people ask why we do this, and you're just never going to get a sufficient answer. Why do you wake up in the morning? What drives you? What makes you want to get up and go study a subject or go to work or go hang out with friends? This is just our life, and this is our way of living. It is not our way of dying." Now, that last part of that statement I find to be quite profound, despite being rather obvious and simplistic sounding. In fact, I've started to use it as a sort of mantra. Hang on just a minute. I want to make sure I get that right. I've been saying mantra my whole life, but lately I've been hearing more about mantras and...
Mantra.
Oh, good. That's going to feel weird to say for the rest of the video. I've been using it as a sort of mantra while running, whenever I'm starting to feel myself losing the mental battle or physical fortitude. This is how we live, not how we die. This is how we live, not how we die. And it really does help me to keep my head about me. Despite being very different activities, the presence of discomfort and pain without an immediate remedy can lead to panic, can cause our minds to race, and things can deteriorate quickly when that happens. In running, this zone is commonly referred to as entering the pain cave. Your muscles ache, the lactic acid builds up in them, and if you panic and start gasping for air, you might begin slipping into an oxygen debt, not having enough fuel in the fire that your muscles need. So why do it then? Because this is how we live, not how we die. And that's a reminder that I need in my life. A mantra is a concept that originated in Hinduism and Buddhism. It is a word that is repeated to aid concentration and meditation. In Christianity, we use a mantra in the same way, often practicing contemplative forms of prayer like centering prayer. I find that a mantra can be especially helpful when crawling through the pain cave of everyday life. We might not always, in fact, we rarely ever have time to stop everything that we're doing and to kneel down in prayer. We can use these types of phrases to be reminded of what centers us or grounds us. One you might keep with you in your daily life is, "My God loves me." Touching your thumb with each one of your fingers as you say it to yourself, and as you look to Jesus, trying to persevere and patiently run this race of life. Now, Jesus was pretty explicit that faith in him does not equate to being freed from life's suffering, pain, or unpleasantness. Actually, he promises that it will bring additional challenges and sufferings. But our faith in Jesus shows us that this is not our way of dying. We're not called to faith in death, but in resurrection. Jesus says, "I've come that you may have life and have it to the fullest." We're called to overcome, to be reborn time and again, despite the challenges and the pain. And when our time here on earth is someday done, we die as those who go forth to truly live. This is how we live, not how we die. This is how we live, not how we die. This is how we live, not how we die.